And in the intro sequence, there is a shot featuring all of the series' new and returning antagonists. And looking through this shot, oh wow, is that an aquamarine fusion? And damn, White Diamond isn't looking too, oh my god. Looming ominously in the background was this giant snake-like creature. We are back, baby. Sneople forever, Sneople 100 years. Hey guys, it's Lucky and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be exploring and illustrating even more crazy forgotten Steven Universe theories that were once very popular but have since been disproven or have just slipped away from the collective memories of the fandom. If you haven't seen part 1 of this series, I'll throw a card up on screen now. Feel free to check it out after, but you do not have to have seen that video to enjoy this one. Today we are going to be diving into some fun and super popular theories, like pink diamond being an off-color red diamond, Jasper being a fusion, and yes, today we are tackling the whole Sneople situation. So grab a snack, grab your sketchbook, get comfy, and let's begin height shaming pink diamond, shall we? Okay, we're going to be starting off with a really fun theory and, in my opinion, a really fun design as well. And this is the theory that pink diamond is actually an off-colored red diamond. So, the phrase off-color is a term, or low-key a slur.
She's off color.
Even you hideous off-color betas got out of your copies and into your places.
Within gem society, that refers to gems that are flawed, abnormal, or seen as defective within the rigid standards of Homeworld. Additionally, the show introduces us to the concept of overcooked gems, who spend a little too long cooking in the ground, causing them to emerge with physical abnormalities, such as our girl Amethyst. We also learn from Peridot that since the dawn of Era 2, Homeworld has been suffering from resource shortages, causing gems to lack strength, size, or abilities typically seen in their Era 1 counterparts. So, this theory suggests that pink diamond was actually intended to be red diamond, but emerged flawed, defective, and off-color, giving us the lovably complex, self-shattering rebel ruler that we know today. Here's the evidence. Firstly, fans noticed that besides from White Diamond at the top of the hierarchy, representing the spectrum of colour or the absence of colour, the other diamonds, yellow and blue, each reflected 2 of the 3 primary colours, with the noticeable absence of a red diamond to complete the trinity. To some fans, this indicated that perhaps the perfect diamonds maybe weren't as flawless as they initially appeared. Further speculation occurred during the trial arc, when the red herring of pink shattering being an inside job facilitated by one of the diamonds first came onto the scene.
Someone like one of you! Oh, disregard that last statement. I might have gotten carried away.
Which honestly deserves its own full section in another video. This was such a moment in time. Why were you so sus, Yellow? That is the guiltiest, innocent yellow rock woman I have ever seen. But fans proposed pink diamond's potentially flawed or off-color nature as a motive for why she may have been taken out of the picture by one of her own kind. Then, what really kicked things into gear was when we first began to see glimpses of Pink Diamond within the show, and her small appearance and childlike demeanour was in stark contrast to the towering and composed nature of her diamond brethren.
Yellow!
Hey, Yellow.
Oh, you're still here.
What are you doing?
I'm commanding the dropships to colonize this planet.
I want to command a dropship!
Additionally, when she is pictured interacting with her fellow diamonds, she is overlooked, belittled, and dismissed, commanding no authority or respect from them, quite unlike the interactions we see between Blue and Yellow, in which they treat each other with respect and compassion, clearly regarding each other as equals. And this is only exacerbated when her literal prison tower is revealed as a form of punishment. these ladies put Super Nanny to shame.
You guys are in a crisis. I'm on my way.
A lot of existing off-coloured gems were also confirmed or speculated to be members of Pink's court, including Amethyst, Padparacha, and the Zoo gems, causing some fans to draw a parallel between the seemingly abundant number of irregular gems originating from Pink's court and their possibly flawed creator. It was theorized that Red Diamond, although intended to be similar in stature and authority to Yellow and Blue, had possibly been overcooked herself or a victim of the aforementioned homeworld resource crisis, resulting in the pink diamond we know today. Phew, so there's honestly a lot of quite compelling evidence there. In my opinion, even if it isn't canon that Pink Diamond is an off-color gem, having her experience and life parallel theirs further emphasizes her character and strengthens her decision to rebel. To illustrate this theory, I created a concept for what I envision a fully formed Red Diamond could look like. I thought about Pink Diamond's role in Homeworld as an entertainer, throwing balls and parties, and so for my design, I took that to the next level, creating Red Diamond as the bread and circus of Homeworld society and the face of their propaganda machine, broadcasting Homeworld's twisted message across the galaxy. I designed her to visually mirror White, with all the glitz and the glamour, but with a bit more of a youthful edge to her. While Pink Diamond was outcast and mistreated by her peers, Red Diamond thrives in the spotlight as Homeworld's hottest celebrity. Let me know what you think about this theory and design in the comments below, and let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next theory of the video is that Jasper, Little Miss, fusion is just a cheap tactic to make weak gems stronger herself, is actually a fusion. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, the evidence for this one is all pretty crazy and a little bit delusional, but it's a pretty interesting glimpse into the community at the time, so it's really fun to look back on in this video. So this theory was formed on the basis that Jasper was the only non-fusion character to be drawn with pupils, a trait that was unique to fusions at the time. We are starting off strong with some cold hard evidence right there. Additionally, her two-tone color scheme, insane strength and size, being taller than even Garnet, gave further credence to this theory, as at this point in the show, the majority of the individual gems we'd seen were much smaller in build. Some more crackpot evidence comes from the pseudoscience of fusion naming conventions. Fans noticed that gem fusions ending in "ite" consisted of 3 or more gems, such as Sugalite and Alexandrite, so when Malachite was introduced, you can do the math. Straws were definitely being grasped. And speaking of Malachite, at the time of her first appearance in Season 1, our knowledge of the inner workings of gem fusion was very sparse. So when she first appeared in all her monstrous, ginormous glory, she was much more comparable in size and appearance to multi-gem fusions such as Sugalite and Alexandrite. And she had 6 arms. Where did that third pair of arms come from, huh? Yeah, checkmate, that's what I thought. Also, in real life, the Jasper gemstone is an aggregate of microquartz and chalcedony, which some fans considered to be further evidence of the character's origins within the show. Believers in this theory were divided on whether or not Jasper was the combination of 2 willing participants, or potentially a Homeworld forced fusion experiment to make the perfect crystal soldier. Ultimately, I think this theory was pretty clearly disproven by Jasper's attitude towards Garnet in their interactions, disgusted by her and belittling her for the nature of her existence, but some took this as even more evidence towards this theory, seeing Jasper's resentment towards Garnet as a reflection of a deeper insecurity within her own identity as a fusion. Some regarded Jasper saying,
Quit embarrassing yourselves! I've seen what you really are!
before lives were changed was stronger than you, as her showcasing a deeper understanding of fusion than the average gem would possess. But, in my opinion, it's pretty clear that she's referring to the two tiny lesbians she had locked up in prison cells 10 minutes prior. But that's neither here or there. I think this theory is really just a result of the mass hysteria caused by Garnet being finally revealed to be a fusion. Jasper and Garnet sort of acted as mirrors to each other throughout the jailbreak sequence, so when Garnet being a fusion was ultimately revealed, fans started directing their attention towards the other suspiciously large woman in the room. To illustrate this theory, I drew my concept for what an unfused Jasper could look like. This is Citrine and Tiger's Eye. Not particularly formidable individually, but together they form the strongest warrior to ever set foot on Homeworld. And for the final segment of the video, we're actually going to be combining two different but related theories. One that spanned pretty much the entire show's run, and the other not rearing its monstrous serpentine head until after the show's conclusion. That's right, we are finally going to be talking about Sneople. Particularly their role as the final antagonist of the show, as evidenced by the appearance of the strange worm-like monster in the intro sequence of Steven Universe Future. So, let's take it back to the beginning. The Sneople theory first came into being when resident conspiracy theorist turned fortune teller Ronaldo first proposed it in the season 1 episode Keep Beach City Weird. A significant number of Ronaldo's conspiracy theories from this episode ended up being completely accurate, foreshadowing important story elements from the show. The first mention of the Great Diamond Authority in the entire show was in this episode from Ronaldo. In the same episode, he also mentions the polymorphic sentient space rock's ability to take on any form and their intentions to hollow out the Earth. Sound familiar, anyone? So when Ronaldo started spouting off about snake people or Sneople controlling the government, he kicked off a series-long conspiracy within the fandom, the likes of which he could only dream of. We see also through Ronaldo that in this universe, their $1 bill features a snake on one side and a familiar-looking gemstone on the other.
Represents their hold on our country. The diamond represents their underground mines, or their sharp teeth. The details aren't important.
And after the significance of this symbol was revealed, it was even further solidified that Ronaldo may have been spitting facts once again. The concept of Sneople was further solidified in people's minds once we learnt more about the nature of gems and their empire. Gems are essentially ultra-advanced robots. They are not born into the world, they are created, programmed with a purpose and a role to serve. All for the effort of expanding the gem empire across the galaxy. So where and how did it all begin? And this is where Sneople slithered into the picture. Sneople were theorized to be the original creators of Gemkind, either creating the gems to carry out their grand galaxy-wide plan, which they did so effectively that their serpentine creators were able to just take a back seat, never needing to intervene. Or that perhaps gems had been created as servants to the Sneople, eventually rebelling and destroying them, constructing a new, more powerful empire over the ruins of the one that had once enslaved them. Alternatively, we have seen that other alien life exists within Steven Universe apart from the gems, as seen in Jungle Moon. And we know that Homeworld has a powerful military at its disposal, but who are they fighting? Admittedly, this thing is pretty scary, but an entire organized military for a bouncy bird? Additionally, in Legs From Here to Homeworld, Yellow Diamond labels the Pink Diamond situation as a galactic embarrassment. Embarrassing to who, Yellow? Embarrassing to who? So fans also theorized that instead of their creators, the Sneople were potentially another sentient alien race, rivaling the gems in their galactic conquest. This would explain the gems' need for an advanced military, and explain Yellow's comments about the PR disaster that was Pink Diamond's shenanigans. But then, the final boss was defeated, the Gem Empire was dismantled, and the show ended, with no mention of Sneople to speak of. So that's that, I suppose. Case closed. Until the epilogue series Steven Universe Future was announced, and in the intro sequence, there is a shot featuring all of the series' new and returning antagonists. And looking through this shot, oh wow, is that an aquamarine fusion? And damn, White Diamond isn't looking too... Oh my god. Looming ominously in the background was this giant snake-like creature. We are back, baby. Sneople forever. Sneople 100 years. This shot lit the Sneople flame once more. Of course, a small segment of fans did theorize that this creature was perhaps a corrupted Steven, which, like, come on guys, don't be silly, sounding a little bit too much like Ronaldo there. But another portion of the fandom theorized that this was a Sneople, a Snursen, here to steal the show in Steven Universe's final hour. And it only made sense. After thousands of years of dutifully carrying out their role in the galaxy, the Gem Empire's era of terror and conquest had finally ended, replaced by one of peace and prosperity. And if the Sneople really were the originators of the Gem species, of course they would take notice and come looking for answers. Fans saw the introduction of Sneople into the series as a sort of potential final test for Steven, bringing him face to face with an enemy so monstrous, so heartless, so utterly devoid of empathy or understanding, they would make White Diamond look like Mary Poppins. How would Steven combat an enemy like this? Would they be the key to finally learning the origins of the Diamond and the Gem Empire? How would Steven hug them if they didn't have any arms? Unfortunately, these were questions we never got answers to, as the real final boss was revealed to be depression all along. But the legacy of the Sneople will go down in history as one of the most iconic and insane Steven Universe theories to ever grace the fandom. For this illustration, I drew my interpretation of what I thought the Sneople could look like, based on their alleged appearance in the Steven Universe Future intro. Also inspired by White Diamond's portrayal in the same shot, I imagined them having the power to take complete and total control of their disobedient creations, showcasing where White got her parenting strategy.
Your new friends are so funny. Is that what they're supposed to be? Funny?
I'm really proud of this drawing. I feel like the scale and aura of it really captures the massive legacy and build-up of this theory really well. Please let me know what you think of this drawing and theory in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear your take on this one. And while we haven't seen the Sneople make an appearance in the show yet, there's still time with Lars of the Stars. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's so fun and nostalgic to research and revisit these old theories that I remember so fondly. And if you enjoyed this video and haven't seen the first one, please go check it out. And if you like me, my art, or my content, please consider liking and subscribing and leaving a comment below. Your support means the world to me and I'm so grateful. I'll just say as well really quickly that while I tried my hardest to be as accurate and thorough as possible with this video, some of these theories are almost a decade old at this point, if not a decade old, and they have been diluted and watered down and spread around and discussed at length for years and years and years at this point. So if I missed anything, I'm so sorry. Most of my information was gathered from an assortment of Reddit threads, amino discussions, Tumblr posts, so I'll try my best to link some more thorough resources and discussions in the description below if there's anything that really piqued your interest and you want a thorough deep dive on. But yeah. And also just a massive thank you and shout out to Slice of Otaku, Cartoon Universe, and the Round Table. Oh my god, the holy trinity of Steven Universe theories. Those three kept me so fed in the hiatuses as a kid obsessed with Steven Universe, and they pretty much introduced all of these theories into my life so long ago now. I mean, at this point, those three practically raised me through my most developmental years and are definitely big contributors to the reason I'm so obsessed with Steven Universe theories and so obsessed with Steven Universe in general. I'm going to end the video with a little bit of absolute Steven talk, so if you don't care about that or are sick of hearing my voice, feel free to head out now. I'll see you in the next one. But for anyone still here, guys, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for the support on that video. The love you guys have shown it has genuinely blown me away. I am in a state of disbelief that so many people enjoyed that video. And seeing you all engage with the story and speculate in the comments gives me so much joy. I already had this video in the works before I uploaded the Absolute Steven video, so I wanted to get this one out for you guys. But the next one will be more Absolute Steven. I'm working really hard to try and make some really quality stuff for you guys, and I can't wait to speak to you all about it more. But once again, thank you so much. I'm so excited to share more with you soon. But for now, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!